I am Ashiru Adamu, Industrial Networking and Liaison Officer, Center for Educational Technology and Enhanced Learning, Federal College of Education, TED Fund Center of Excellence. Good day, learners. The topic for this discourse is the role of teacher in the 21st century. As you all know that teaching has taken a new dimension in the sense that with the development of and deployment of new technologies in teaching and learning processes, new developments have evolved in the teaching profession itself. Introduction. In the 21st century, classroom teachers are facilitators of student learning and creators of productive learning environment. Teaching, being considered as a noble profession, has always been looked upon by the society as one in which people tap a lot of resources. Element of 21st century teacher. The following are 5 elements of 21st century teacher. Number 1, the teacher should be an educator. Number 2, a teacher must be a change agent and lifelong learner. Number 3, the teacher should be an actor or performer. The next one is the teacher should be a playground and attendant. It is worthy of note to know that a teacher should be an educator in all his academic pursuit or endeavors. In this way, how does a teacher becomes an educator? By developing intellectual discourse and content. The next one is we are going to look at the characteristics of a 21st century teacher. When we say characteristics, in this way we mean qualities, attributes, and sometimes they are divided. But because of time, we are going to limit on these characteristics or qualities. The teacher of the 21st century must be flexible and adaptive. That is to say, as a teacher, you should make your learners as what? They are your friends. You take them as colleagues. You are doing this to avoid what we call superiority complex. In the 21st century teaching profession, teachers are leaders and they are supposed to carry their learners along. The next one is this. The 21st century teacher should be, must be technologically compliant. What does this imply? This means that as a 21st century teacher, technology must be embraced in order to make learning more conducive, more interesting, and at the same time to make the learning more accessible. Before the deployment and introduction of technology in teaching and learning processes, traditional mode of teaching is being adopted, thereby creating Herculean tasks for teachers to accommodate larger category or group of students or learners. The next one is that as a 21st century teacher, you should be creative and innovative. That is to say, you should go beyond boundaries or what you are expected to instill in the psyche of your learners. Skills. What are those skills that are expected from the 21st century teacher? Number 1, learning and innovation skills. As a teacher, you should be innovative in creating what we call those technical skills that will be in tandem with the changing times of the 21st century. Literacy skills. These skills are those that involves the skills of reading and writing. And this begins more or less from what? Sorry, from where? From the basic, or from what we call the foundation. Life and career skills. As a teacher, you need to inculcate into the mind or psyche of learners what we call the skill of career development. What learner A will become should be different from what learner B will become after the end of what? After the end or upon graduation. Characteristics of a 21st century teacher. Now, these characteristics members are divided into two. There are what we call personal characteristics or attributes, and there are professional characteristics. Now, the first characteristics will be based on the teacher of the 21st century must be learner-centered and personalized. That is to say, digital technology should be deployed. In the era of the 21st century, learning is becoming highly individualized. That is to say, learners should be given an opportunity to learn from homes. They should learn from the kitchen. They should learn under the shades. And this is as a result of technology. Students as producers. As a teacher, you need to produce students who are going to be producers of what? Of products. Because we are in a changing world as a result of paradigm shift created by ICT, global adaptability. As a teacher, you must adopt the culture in the production of what? Of products who are going to compete, or who that will compete with international standard. That is to say, a student that has been graduated in Nigeria and operate from the Nigerian context should also be same that can practice in the United States or in Japan. Mastering the content. What is this content? In its simplest definition, content refers as the subject matter. If you are a mathematics teacher, you should be a master in the what? In the area of mathematics. Good personality. This personality is divided into two. There is what we call appearance, how you appear. And the next one is, it has to do with reputation. Finally, proficiency. As a teacher, you must be proficient in your area. Challenges that are associated with 21st century teacher. It is worthy of note to understand that there are some specific challenges that are associated with 21st century teacher. What are those challenges? Number one, insufficient or non-availability of educational technology devices. Educational technology devices are virtually inadequate in most of our schools, and in some other schools they are not provided for these teachers. Number two, inaccessibility of digital technology devices. Where these technological devices are available, they are not accessible by teachers. The World Bank reported in a report in 2021 that University of Ilorin has over 2,000 computers in a store, and these computers are not being distributed evenly to academic staff for their research and development. As such, it hampers the performance of 21st century teacher. Poor infrastructure. Infrastructure here means power, electricity, downloading issues, and buildings. In Africa, we have downloading issues. The network is very poor. That is to say, the network that is there is not high broadband. It's not high broadband. Plagiarism. Another challenge that is associated with 21st century teacher is plagiarism. Plagiarism in this context refers as the use of the intellectual property of another of another person by someone claiming that intellectual property to be his original work. Finally, lack of technical know-how in the operation of educational technology devices and technological devices are expensive. Most of teachers of this 21st century, they lack the technical know-how in the operation of these educational technology devices, and as such, some of these technology devices are not affordable. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, 21st century teacher should be a critical thinker, should be a collaborator, and at the same time should be a pace builder. That is to say, unlike the traditional mode of teaching, where the teacher becomes the central figure, thereby manipulating the learning environment, the 21st century teacher collaborates with learners and at the same time infuse new ideas using modern technologies. Thank you very much.